Alright, let's review the video now.
Dave, you want to kick it off?
I think we're ready.
First, congratulations tonight. Guy kind of came in last minute. I'm sure it's hard to think of somebody you don't really know much about. Does that even matter for you?
No, that you have to pay attention to every person. I take everyone seriously. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who. So, you know, it does make a difference. You do have a shorter time to do it, but I know if I'm the best me on that day, then I might feel unstoppable.
But that's something you do? You watch tape on your opponents?
I'm more leave it down to my coaches. So I usually watch a couple of videos, and then that's it. It's more to just kind of see who he is as my face, and then my coaches describe the fighting style I'm fighting against, and we get to work.
Some pretty emphatic finishes for you here in Bellator. What's next? I mean, you need to make that next step up. Like, nothing against the opponents you've had, but they're not the names that kind of elevate your name as far as rankings and things like that. Yeah. Who out there do you think makes sense for you in Bellator?
You know, there's Bellator's got quite a pool of fighters that are credible, and anyone of them can kind of come at me next, and I'm just ready to go for whoever. I feel fresh even now, so I'm ready to go back again.
How quickly would you like to get back in?
To fight next week, let's go.
Do you think you have enough eyeballs on you where you could maybe nudge Bellator into maybe booking a card in the UK and have a little bit of a local flavor for you guys?
100%. I know that's Bellator's definitely something that they're looking to do, and I'd be so excited once it's official and I'm fighting at home again. I haven't fought there for years now, so and I've got a lot of fans and a lot of supporters there that are waiting for me to come back to the UK, so it'll be massive.
Now, your opponent tonight supposedly had a broken jaw, and I guess he was carted off on a stretcher to the hospital. I mean, you're a nice guy. I mean, you have your persona, but at the same time, how does it make you feel when, you know, maybe your opponent ends up in bad shape and he could be healing for some time? Does that even bother you when you're fighting?
No, 100%. I don't wish bad upon anybody, but at the same time, obviously, we both know what we're going in for. It's part of the game. If I could change it and just finish him where he's actually okay, I would. But like I said, it's part of the game, and I just wish him a speedy recovery.
Michael, big question a lot of us want to know is, well, two parts. First, how do you prevent yourself from getting bad habits? Because you're winning very easily against guys who, no disrespect to them, they're not in the same league. So how do you avoid doing the funky stuff, the showboating win? If you do that against probably Koreshkov, you do that against Lima, somebody of that caliber, they'll probably drop you. How do you avoid getting out of those bad habits?
That's the thing. I don't see it as bad habits, and I disagree with what you're saying. I think those guys that I'd end up fighting will get the exact same treatment. In fact, it'd probably be worse for them because they're going to stick around. Like, again, today I feel Charlie was backstepping a lot. It's hard to find him. A lot of these other guys, they are going to underestimate my style. They are going to put their foot down, and they're going to end up on the end of something crazy. That's me. I'm not going to change that because the name of the opponent. My fighting style for me is superior. So I'm going to go out there and do it against every single person that steps into the cage with me.
Second part is Brennan Ward. He's been mentioned as a guy you might fight next. Would you fight him here in his hometown? Is that or would you prefer you fight him on neutral ground?
I couldn't care less. I'd fight him in a car park. It doesn't actually mean anything to me. Like I say, boos, cheers, I get lifted by everything. I'm actually starting to feel a bit at home here as well. I'm getting a lot of support and from the guys over here. It's an amazing crowd, and 100% are going to be behind me, but I've been in that position before. My first fight in Bellator was against Ryan Sanders in Maine. He was a local fighter, and again, I was getting booed the whole 10 seconds of the fight, but I'm used to it. I work well under the spotlight.
You actually took him down tonight. Was that something you were thinking might happen before the fight?
Not at all. Like I said, I was finding it hard to do anything because I felt like he was just backpedaling the whole time, didn't really want to engage. So when we actually got together, he's quite flexible, and I could see that. So I thought it was best for me to take him down, soften him up on the floor, and then stand back up with him, which hopefully he'll be more fatigued and at a bit of a slower pace. So I can then start pulling off my moves. But again, finished him on the floor anyway.
You're at 170. So last time you were here, the belt changed hands, and now you have Ward knocking on the door for the title, Paul Daly knocking on the door, and then Koscheck. Where do you see yourself amongst those three? Mm-hmm. And how far do you feel from knocking on the door for the championship as well?
Like I said, I know I'm improving every single day in the gym, and I'm ready to take all those kind of fights now, 100%. There's still things that I need to learn, as anybody is, but I let them fight amongst themselves before I come and upset everybody.
How much pressure do you put on yourself of being the blue chip guy? You're what Conor McGregor is, you're what Deontay Wilder is, you're the guy the company's building around. A lot of people want to see you fail. Just because they think you're arrogant, you think you're standoffish, whatever it is. How much pressure do you put on yourself so that you can live up to the hype and not disappoint those people who are saying, hey, Michael Page, he is, Bellator's future?
I don't put any pressure on myself. I genuinely just enjoy every single moment. Being here now, I'm enjoying being under the cameras in front of you guys, answering these questions, being in the change room, warming up. I enjoy everything about this, what I do, and not many people get to kind of enjoy their job, if you know what I mean. So there's no pressure. I'm literally having fun, and I just want to see how far I can go, and I genuinely believe I can be at the top.
Who has been your most formidable opponent to date?
I'll say my most, it's not necessarily formidable. It was more of a frustrating fight for me and a massive learning curve, which was Nishon. Again, I felt like he didn't come to fight. He just kind of came to spoil the game. But I kind of let myself down during that fight because I knew I could have done a lot more to prevent him from doing that. So that one's more of a frustrating fight, but I learned a lot from it. Still got the win. Still came out on top, and just kept moving forward.
You mentioned upset, and so to go back to those four guys, the champion and Ward, if you were able to go ahead and set yourself up to beat one of those to become the #1 contender, what path would you want to take?
No, again, I've never cared for who names. I've never cared for it. For me, it doesn't matter who it is. Whoever they throw in, whatever order they do it in, that's the way I'm going to do it. It's not, for me, I've always seen myself taking the title. So it doesn't really matter which direction or which route I take. And this is why I say I'm very patient. Other people are impatient because they can't see it. I see it. I've seen it already in my dreams many a times, me lifting that belt, holding the belt, and it not even being as hard as people might think it may be. So for me, it doesn't bother me which route I go.
So to reword the question, whose style would you want to challenge yourself against out of those top four to become that person to upset one of them?
I think all this styles are pretty different. I think Koreshkov actually shot me in that last fight. I didn't think Douglas Dean was anywhere near his best at that time, but it seemed to be he was a bit bothered with his injury still. So unfortunately to him, but he did well with the takedowns and stuff, and it was just a shock to see because he's known for being that stand-up fighter, and I think he did well, for the 5 rounds. And again, whoever, it is whoever. I think I see him after seeing that. I see him as probably one of the most well-rounded. So I think it'll be a good fight.
Last one.
Who's the good question here for me? Who is the real Michael Page? We see the guy with the shades, dressed up suits, the ultimate villain, the Ric Flair, style on profile. I've heard from guys, Linton Vassell, guys over in UK who say hardest working guy, busts his ass off. How do you separate the two? And how does, Michael Showtime Page not take over and we, make everybody else of us, look past you, go, oh, he's just, this flashy little punk kid and not a true MMA fighter?
I've got, for me, I've got a massive support group. My brothers over there, the rest of my family, mother, father, everyone's, and I've always been taught to, compose yourself and be humble. You know what I mean? You're a martial artist first, and then everything else second. And you have to show respect, and that's the way I was raised. And that's just instilled in me. So yeah, Showtime page comes out, and that's just me enjoying myself. That is traits of my character under a microscope. It's just boosted up on the day because of the lights and stuff. But the second I finished that fight, like I said, straight away I was just like, oh, like, how is he doing? Like, I want to see him okay. And that's just me as a martial artist now. Like I said, it's my job. I enjoy it. We do go to war. I have fun when I'm doing it, which is the Showtime that you see. And then I come back and we're gonna go out now. We're gonna enjoy ourselves and have a meal. Like, it's just fun, laughter, and that's just me. That's just me.
Michael, real quick. What would you say to the people that think showboating and trash talk and all that is bad for the sport, which is not me, but there are people that feel that way.
Yeah.
And what would you say to them, and how do you feel like that's affected your rise so quickly, if you feel it has?
I think the people, talking about the showboating and so on and so forth, some of the biggest, in fact, I'm going to start with probably the first person, which is Muhammad Ali. Like, everyone followed this guy. I feel he started this whole thing of, talking up fights and as much as people say they hate it, they watch it. You know what I mean? Everyone loves a story, and everyone loves a character, regardless of whether you like that person. You like to follow him because you want to see that person lose or go down, or you want to see that person continue to rise. And I think it's all part of the game. Like I said, it's more just in me. I'm not actually trying to do anything. This is why I actually don't like the trash talk beforehand. I prefer to just be like cheeky and witty, and again have fun with it. Conor McGregor is, like, for me, obviously right now is one of the best people that are doing that with regards to talking up. But again, you're always going to want to watch him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for me, I just say, if that's you, like, you can pull it off, then pull it off. I have nothing. I've nothing against anybody that does that. You know what I mean? And he's been backing it up so far. So, and for me, all I'm doing is enjoying myself. And some people don't like the fact that I overexpress when I'm doing it. But yeah, I guarantee you'll watch me again.
Speaking on that note, was there a time in your career where you felt like you needed to start doing some of that, even if it was a little uncomfortable at first, but just because you did get a good response from attention?
It was weird. Again, I do love that kind of attention, and I like being on the spot, and I like to entertain. But this is from a young age, and I wish I could pull up some videos that I had when I was fighting in the point scoring and some of the stuff I was doing. Weirdly enough, I actually watched a video not too long ago of my dad, and it's kind of like the point scoring. Everyone puts on a show in point scoring. So again, I've been raised watching people like my dad, sweet people, come up, stand up, shaking off, looking around, smiling. I was raised around all of that, and that's for me, like, at age 4 and 5, seeing that, and I just express it as I'm fighting. And all I've done is converted it from what I was doing before in the point scoring into the MMA, and that's it.
Natural.
It's natural.
Cool.
Thanks very much.